What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a different kind of angle on Hogwarts Legacy and talk about how just absolutely gigantic the game is going to be. And I want to use the views on the trailers on YouTube as my example or as the reason why. Now, this could be flawed. There's no doubt about it. But I truly think it says something, kind of the ranking here of where specifically two Hogwarts Legacy videos appear in the ranking of all PlayStation videos of all time. This goes back years. This goes back through Uncharted 4. This goes through PS4. All of that difference. I mean, it's insane. Okay. Now I'm sure you've seen, or maybe you haven't, Hogwarts Legacy, the official reveal trailer, the one and only. It just passed, or it's now through 29 million views. It's actually 29.3, okay? 29.3 million views. And by surpassing that, they actually made it to third overall on the entirety of PlayStation's YouTube channel. Third overall. Would you like to know the top two? This is something, by the way, because I've seen this on Twitter and stuff in terms of, oh, it reached a new milestone. I don't think people actually think enough of how incredible it is. Now, the number one video is the PlayStation 4 announcement video, 42 million. Number two video is the PS5 announcement video, 39. Okay, 42, 39, and then 29 being Hogwarts Legacy. That beats Spider-Man's E3 trailer of 28 million. Now, here's the thing. Spider-Man 2, which was the one announced at the PlayStation Showcase under a year ago, is already at 23 million. I wouldn't be surprised if that one maybe surpasses Hogwarts, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure it can, but I do think it'll rise, and Spider-Man 2 will probably beat Spider-Man 1. You have God of War, the Be a Warrior trailer. You have the gameplay trailer. You have the, of course, like the used games, or when you're trying to just transfer a game over, the legendary Shuhei Yoshida video. You got The Last of Us Part 2, The Road to PS5, more Spider-Man. So it's insane. It beats, by the way, all Uncharted, which is my favorite game of all time, Uncharted 4. Beats both of the Uncharted 4s, which are actually back-to-back here, funny enough. It's incredible. And if you keep scrolling down, even the state of play. Now, state of plays, you can go through the list. There really aren't any here. There's like E3 presentations, which I would not consider the same thing. And then you get to Hogwarts Legacy State of Play gameplay review, again, the one and only. The 15-minute, almost 15-minute video, which, by the way, most of these videos are not 15 minutes. They're all, they're mainly trailers. They're very, they're shorter, which I think helps with the YouTube algorithm in that way. So having a 15-minute video this high is quite something, in my opinion. 9.1 million, which beats Grand Theft Auto 5, beats Death Stranding, beats another Uncharted video, beats Final Fantasy VII's remake. I mean, beats Infamous Second Son. You can keep going down. Last of Us, more Uncharted. There's a lot of Uncharted things on this list, which is good. It's insane. Okay, it's absolutely incredible. So the reason why I bring this up, and the reason why I think people even on Twitter that I've seen have brought this up, is this really should put into focus just how gigantic of a game. And by the way, I've been saying it. I don't really see enough people saying it. I feel like I'm kind of a pioneer in that way to stroke my own ego. I've been saying this for a very long time. Do not be surprised at how big Hogwarts Legacy is going to be. People, when the State of Play happened and we don't know the release date, and people were like, well, would Hogwarts get delayed because of this game? Like if it releases, say, too close to Starfield, which Starfield's gone now, but say it would have. And people were asking me, they would say, well, would Hogwarts get delayed? And I would say, no. Hogwarts and Starfield are both gigantic games, make no mistake about it. But Hogwarts is not the game that delays itself because it's afraid of other games. Other games are the games that delay themselves because they're afraid of Hogwarts. When Hogwarts gets a release date, that's the scary one. So if it comes out the first week in December, you'll see other games most likely not wanting to do it. Like, you're gonna get that. You are. It's maybe it's surprising to some people. Maybe it's because of the J.K. Rowling stuff. I really don't know why people kind of underestimate Hogwarts Legacy. True. And by the way, underestimate maybe just meaning I think people are really excited for it. I think people think it's going to do good, but I don't think people think it's going to do as well as it will. This game, as long as it's not a complete dumpster fire, and even like Cyberpunk upon launch was a complete dumpster fire, and Cyberpunk still has done very well in terms of sales long term. as long as Hogwarts works, like you can literally move your controller works and your character moves, I think it's going to do bonkers numbers. I really, really do. So, again, it's something I've been saying let me just say this. Let me say the reason in case, first time you're watching the video, or let me catch you up maybe if you are forgetful, right? If you're a forgetful person. The reason why I think this is going to cross boundaries is because of the Wizarding World. I've been saying this for a while. Hogwarts Legacy is one of the very few games. There is another, I will actually mention, because the game right behind it in the ranking of PlayStation's YouTube channel is actually similar. It's a game that can cross boundaries between gamers and non-gamers. And I've said this before, you're gonna get people that have like a PS3, or a PS2, or they've played a Harry Potter game in the past, right? One of those bad movie tie-in ones, but they love the Wizarding World, and they're gonna find a way to get this game. They're gonna go to a friend's house, their brother or sister is gonna have it, a relative. So you're gonna get people that do not play game, which is moderately scary too, because it's like, are they going to warm up to the game? Because if it's like a serious RPG, you know what I mean? If this is like a Witcher style, it's gonna just be like that. If you don't play games and you start to play this, I don't know how user friendly it would be the good term. I don't know how user friendly it may be to you, but I'd imagine they would even expect it too, like Avalanche. I fully would expect they know going in, you're going to get a lot of people that maybe don't play as many games as you normally have. And there's another example, and I referenced it or I teased it earlier. Spider-Man. Spider-Man, I think, is a really good example. Spider-Man is this long. It's a game and a franchise really that's been around forever. Now, there's been a lot of other Spider-Man games, and there's been a lot of other Harry Potter games or Wizarding World games, and they've done okay while never actually, both of them are very similar in my opinion. Now, we don't have the finishing story for Hogwarts Legacy, right? Because like Spider-Man, there's been really good ones. There's been really great Spider-Man games. There's been also some really bad ones. And then Spider-Man, PS4 kind of put it all together, one of the better ones of all time, and it sold the best, all that stuff. Hogwarts, same relatively thing. There's some good Harry Potter games, there's some atrocious ones, and then this one seems to be the thing that can kind of put it all together and that people would really love. So, and both of them bridge the gap. You're going to have gamers that play this. You're going to have people that are into open world games, RPG, people that are into the Wizarding World that are gamers and not gamers, people that only watch the movies, people that read the books. If they do the marketing right, which the marketing has been very iffy, but when they're around, they do it great. It's just the year and a half they took off for whatever reason they chose to do that, right? That's it. But when they're around and they're doing stuff, I think the marketing is rather strong. The game's going to do great. Okay, end of story. The game is going to do phenomenal, and this should really, one final thing I want to say. Views on a YouTube video don't immediately translate to sales. I will give you one, if not the best example out there. Death Stranding, okay? Death Stranding, if you know your gaming history, was a game that, and actually you can look at it on this, YouTube channel of PlayStation, they got very high views. Long, again, much like Hogwarts, long videos that'd be gameplay, that would be like the longest trailers you've ever seen in your life because it's Hideo Kojima. They would get a lot of millions upon millions upon millions of views, all right? When the game came out, the first couple weeks, it sold insane. I believe it sold 4 to 5 million in the first month and a half, and then it completely stopped, okay? Because you had the Hideo Kojima fans that got it, and then nobody else did. And that's boiling it down, or maybe that's simplifying it too much, but generally that's kind of how it went. And the reasoning people attached to, well, why did the trailers did so well, the videos did so well, and the game really didn't compare to that. And the reason is, I think people were just interested in it. People were just interested in, like, what in the flying F is this game all about? It's Hideo Kojima, so we're moderately interested. And then when the game came out, a lot of people bought it the first couple weeks. Word of mouth came around, and then people didn't really buy it after that. So Hogwarts, it's not a full slam dunk. I'm confident in it, but it's not a full slam dunk because it could be the same thing. You could have the Wizarding World fans, but again, I think this game is going to appeal to more people than like a Death Stranding did. Okay, this game is going to appeal to way more people, and then it is word of mouth. It is, because you're going to have the people, just like movies, the first couple weeks that buy this game, And if there's positive word of mouth, the game will continue to sell well. If it sucks, then the game will stall, and then it's up to them to fix it, or if it is fixable, whatever. But I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling about this game. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, all my social media is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.